This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You know, some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/iHeart.
And when this world runs out of Lakers, we'll still have each other.
I always love that one.
If you're wondering, my biggest takeaway from the weekend tend to be the two winter sports teams, one going 0-1 and the other going 1-0. Here's my biggest take. Those might be the most god-awful uniforms I've ever seen in my entire life.
The Vegas Golden Knights?
Oh, I mean, who thought that was a good color combination? It's sort of some kind of, was that like just a special one for the playoffs? Is that like, you know, they'll do those alternate ones? Like they'll have, what do they call a color rush in the NFL? Will there be all one color? Which I thought was kind of cool. It's like some kind of an army green and some kind of, I would describe that as puke yellow. Doesn't it look like vomit? That's the color of vomit. Who decided that was a good color? Here's what I'll tell you. If I played the National Hockey League and I was one of the better players, and I would have been had I ever learned how to skate because I was one of the best. There was a 2.5-year period where I was the best boot hockey goalie in the entire Twin Cities, certainly the Twin Cities, maybe the Upper Midwest, and maybe all of North America. And so if I had taken my talents to a National Hockey League team and got a large contract and I had a trade clause, the one team I would say I can't be traded to would be the Vegas Golden Knights. And you would say, why? And I'd say, because I can't wear that uniform. Have you ever seen anything as ugly in your life?
Yeah, the Anaheim Ducks uniforms that we saw just about a week ago. They're even worse. Their orange for the Anaheim Ducks is uglier than the yellow for the Vegas Golden Knights. That's how bad it is.
That can't. You have to send me a picture. You'll have to send me a picture. I don't believe it. I was just astonished.
Well, the thing is Vegas. Yeah, that is their third jersey that they added back in 2021.
Oh, okay.
But they have regular whites that they wear on the roads, and they have like a cool, like kind of like charcoal gray.
Oh, okay.
Those are both good looking uniforms.
Yeah.
And why they
I've never seen
opted to make this yellow be the primary color on those ones.
The good news for the Wild is now their red and green, their original red and green Christmas uniforms are now not the ugliest uniform in the history of professional sports. They're second worst. The worst is what I saw last night with it. And I'm tuckered. That was a long game. What a great job on the montage. And again, another double montage like we had on Friday, and we are getting all sorts of reaction courtesy of the Brad John Bryant KFAN text line. This one says, I've seen enough out of this Wild club. Take them off the ice. I'm surprised we didn't get sad eyes after that Game 1 performance. Oh, that wasn't the one I wanted. That's too negative. Remix montage master. Interim label officially removed. Tenebisi. It ain't easy being Beezy, but he's Tenebisi. Here's one. Thank the Lord I kept listening. That's better. Depression cured. We still have the Wolves. Double montage, 2 words. Chills. That's actually only 1 word, but that's why I like the bit. There's another. Just simply goosebumps. Here's another. This Timberwolves montage has me running through office walls at work. Absolute goosies, me boy.
Goosies?
Here's one. True test of montage. Can it cure my hangover? Yes. Yes, it can. So your montage also cured a hangover. It's much like a dose of Alka-Seltzer, or as we like to call it, hair of the dog. Playoff montage is a true roller coaster of emotions, like a Shakespearean tale or reading your high school yearbook. Welcome back to the spotlight, young man. Think about it like a Shakespearean tale or reading your high school yearbook. I would say those are both very comparable. This one says the B, antenna B, might stand for borderline, no longer interim producer. This one says on my knees bawling, so many emotions. Tenna, thank you. This one says, may as well call the montage Wild Things because it's a roller coaster of emotions. Tenna B is second to none. And there's more. We're just getting started here. Here's one. I owe my landlord a couple $1,400 after running through the walls. Here's one. A double montage on a Monday. Jesus was resurrected yesterday. Hallelujah. Think about that. They rolled away the stone, Tenna B, and he was gone. Just got pulled over for a mental health check as the montage had me that pumped. Hashtag remove the interim. How about this? Dido and Starship in the same opening? How apropos. Only the maestro of the montage could have pulled this off. I'm calling for the abolishment of the bridge producer title. Give Tenna B the promotion to assistant captain producer that he so richly deserves.
Oh my gosh, you are above average at that.
Got so pumped up I was sprinting full speed through Walmart when someone in an Ialto t-shirt yelled at me, "You're doing it wrong." Another montage, Tenna. Another great montage, Tenna. Nothing better than Common and Tenna duet. We're heading to the finals, me boy. Is he talking about the Wild or the Wolves, I wonder? On behalf of the Minnesota Bricklayers Union, we'd like to thank Tenna on the montage across the Twin Cities. So many people just ran through brick walls.
Creating jobs.
And this one says, I went from weeping to driving through a restaurant wall. Oh, then this one. Common complaining about the Golden Knights uniforms makes it seem like he watched the game. Weird. I know I've always said get to the Western Conference Finals and get back to me, but after what I saw last night, if I would have waited till then, I guess I would have never saw a Wild game this year. You know what? We can build this thing together, standing strong. I won't go down with this ship. We got plenty to get to today.
By the way, I texted you the Anaheim Ducks all orange jerseys. So
okay.
Take a look at that when you get a chance.
I'll take a look at that. We'll comment on that. We've got plenty to get to. Woe is the Wild. The Wolves were wonderful. The Twins get swept by the Braves. And the Vikings look like they might be interested in bringing back an old friend. We'll take a look at that and peek at the purple next, brought to you by Affordable Electric. But right now, Tenna B, we're still doing bonus bucks.
Yes, the Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword green at KFAN.com now for your shot at winning. The keyword is green. Enter now at KFAN.com.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind?
Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Oh, but then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Meaningful Beauty, the famed skincare brand created by iconic supermodel Cindy Crawford. It's her secret to absolutely gorgeous skin. Meaningful Beauty makes powerful and effective skincare simple, and it's loved by millions of women. It's formulated for all ages and all skin tones and types, and it's designed to work as a complete skincare system, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. I recommend starting with Cindy's full regimen, which contains all 5 of her best-selling products, including the amazing youth-activating melon serum. This next generation serum has the power of melon leaf stem cell technology. It's melon leaf stem cells encapsulated for freshness and released onto the skin to support a visible reduction in the appearance of wrinkles. With thousands of glowing 5-star reviews, why not give it a try? Subscribe today and you can get the amazing Meaningful Beauty system for just $49.95. That includes our introductory 5-piece system, free gifts, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. All of that available at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance, it keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Tech.
Show us your purple preset for a chance to win Vikings draft party tickets. Set KFAN as a preset on the iHeartRadio app. Screenshot it and post with hashtag KFAN purple preset to your social media. And make sure to follow and tag KFAN. Winners will be DM'd daily. Get the full rules at KFAN.com. Keyword contest.
Couple 13-14 past Common Man program. I'm Common. He is Tennessee. Before we slide into Peek at the Purple, brought to you by Affordable Electric. Tennessee, I don't want to read too much into your text from earlier today, but I think your wife bought into that hook, line, and sinker that you have to play golf with me once a week. It's mandated now, so we can do a bit for digital, and for the show. Because your text indicated you're available to play a morning this week. Did she buy into it?
Well, I have a golf trip coming up next week.
Oh.
Heading out of town.
Whoa. I like to golf. I like going out of town. Where's my invite?
You don't like to golf out of town. You're not a big golf trip kind of guy.
See, I was just in Palm Springs with my boy playing golf. Thursday at about 9:15, 9:30. I'm going to be north of that Anoka County line, and my troubles are going to be behind me.
I happen to not get that invite, so I guess we're even.
Well, it's been a standing offer, but the last time you came to a golf opener or closer was like, I still think we were playing with hickory shafted clubs, for crying out loud. You can't go play golf.
Back when I was invited.
Yeah. Well, it's an open invitation. You're going to tell me your wife would have said, sure, you can leave Thursday, play 36 on Friday, 36 on Saturday, 18 on Sunday, and come home. I didn't know. I didn't think that was allowed in the Molesky household. Where are you going? You going to Bandon?
Going to Bandon, yeah, next week. But so I did the old. You mind if I get out one morning? I haven't golfed since early August of last year. So I'd like to at least get one round in before I go on a golf trip. So. It
sounds like we're going to be spinning Wheel of Topic later this week. And is it going to come up Hammond's golf game or Tennebee's golf game?
I think it'll come up rust more than rust.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to come up as.
It'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. It's time now for Peek at the Purple, brought to you by our pals at Affordable Electric. Protect your home against lightning and power company surges with a whole house electrical safety inspection from Affordable Electric. Nick will install a whole house surge protector and use individual surge protectors on sensitive electronics. If you're doing a kitchen or a bathroom remodel, you'll need an electrician, and family-owned Affordable Electric is the perfect choice. Remember, no job is too small. Go ahead, contact them today, affordable-electric.com. Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable. Kennedy, you sent me this. It's a tweet from the Daily Norseman. They ducky and bunny it up for the Vikings. But it says, in speculation that will no doubt generate well-thought-out reaction and discourse. I think that's sarcastic. Adam Schefter of ESPN appears to believe that the Minnesota #Vikings might be interested in bringing back quarterback Kirk Cousins for the right price. #NFL. #Skol. I do indeed think that would be a possibility. They've done nothing unless they really believe. Who is our backup right now as we speak? What's the kid's name? Rippon?
I think it's Brett Rippon.
I don't know anything about Brett Rippon. He's not. Is he related at all to Mark Rippon? Like long,
I mean, that would make sense. They're both quarterbacks, same last name.
Is he a long lost nephew? Maybe it was an adopted child. I don't know. And took the name. Maybe he's a stepson. I don't know. But
well, Mark is not his dad.
Okay.
His parents are Tim and Julie Rippon.
Okay, Tim and Julie Rippon. Let's start ripping. I don't mean start them at quarterback. Let's start ripping people. It's one of our favorite phrases around here. Let's start ripping, and then we start.
He's the nephew of Mark Rippon.
Okay. He might end up being a really good backup quarterback. I just don't know. Again, remember when what did Zimmer say about when they kept asking why he wouldn't play Kellen Mond? And he said, I see Kellen Mond in practice every day. We don't see, what's Rippon's first name? I'm sorry.
Brett.
We don't see Brett Rippon. They see him all the time. Maybe they're really high on Brett Rippon and they have no interest in going in another direction as far as, they might get a third guy that's, a cast off from a practice squad as an emergency. They might be completely confident that Brett Rippon can be their backup quarterback, but I don't know that for sure. They've not said that either way. I think they would probably feel better with somebody that has, decent resume. The Ryan Tannehills of the world. He's still available. A guy that's played in the game, has won games before, has posted quality numbers. Tannehill's a fine quarterback. Not great, but he's fine. He can fit the bill. He was a starter for a while. I still have the Rodgers thing stuck in the back of my head. Aaron lives rent-free in my head. I still think there's some kind of a handshake agreement that after Otis and minicamps he's going to sign, but that's probably far-fetched, most people feel. It's called, the esoteric approach is called my spider sense. My gaff license is tingling. But the Cousins would make sense because he knows the system inside and out. I think the coach liked him a lot, and he had success here, right? I mean, he did have success here. He never took us to where we wanted to go. And, he never was, his postseason record isn't anything to write home about. If they did tend to be, I would think it wouldn't be as a starter, would it? Or do you think it would? Do you think they would consider bringing back?
I think it might be competition.
Okay.
Right? So I find it interesting because the dollar amount in this story from Schefter being thrown out is, because whoever acquires Kirk Cousins, you have to take on a certain amount of the salary. Mm-hmm. And the dollar amount mentioned was $10 million. The Vikings signed Sam Darnold last year for
$10 million.
Aaron Rodgers, in his recent interview on Pat McAfee, made the comment, I'd be willing to play for $10 million. Right? So I'm seeing a common theme here of, I think Kirk Cousins or Aaron Rodgers is going to be here for $10 million. Now, with Rodgers, I don't know if he's going to be doing the competition thing, but last year it was Darnold here for $10 million. But I do think while they had Darnold as the leader in the clubhouse, that J.J. McCarthy still ultimately was competing for that job and was going to give a chance at it.
I agree.
So I think it's the old, if it's Cousins, hey, let's make sure the Achilles is all good. Let's make sure you're healthy. And then, maybe the best man wins. And then, what's the worst that happens? You start J.J. McCarthy and you have a $10 million backup.
Would you, if you had your druthers, which I don't even know could you look up the word druthers, D-R-U-T-H-E-R? I know they were a comedy act, the Druther Brothers. They did a show back in the 60s. Druthers. One's
own way, choice, or preference?
If you had your druthers, if you had your way, your choice, would you rather have Aaron Rodgers or Kirk Cousins? Oh, I thought you were going to hit the intermission music. You're telling me we got to end this segment. Why don't you think about that during this break? And we'll talk about it on the other side.
I think the ceiling's probably higher with Aaron Rodgers.
Well, let's talk about it on
the floor might be lower.
We'll talk about there you go. I guess we don't need to talk about it now, but we can maybe touch on it again, broach the topic or broach it again. Also, we do want to get into the highs and the lows of the weekends with the two winter sports teams. The Wolves completely dominate the LA Lakers. After the Lakers got off to a quick start, Doncic was Doncic, or Doncic was Doncic, or was Doncic Doncic, or was Doncic Doncic? I don't know. We'll have to ask Mark Rosen when he comes in. And then the Wild, very competitive hockey game last night. I did learn that you got to have Kaprizov in the club. The guy he's special.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've seen him play this year. He hasn't even played much this year though either. So I'm probably not alone there. But we'll take a break. We'll come back. We got plenty to get to. And remember, Peek at the Purple brought to you by Affordable Electric for all of your electrical needs. Schedule online at affordable-electric.com. That's affordable-electric.com. And remember, Affordable Electric is shockingly affordable.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Oh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Meaningful Beauty, the famed skincare brand created by iconic supermodel Cindy Crawford. It's her secret to absolutely gorgeous skin. Meaningful Beauty makes powerful and effective skincare simple, and it's loved by millions of women. It's formulated for all ages and all skin tones and types, and it's designed to work as a complete skincare system, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. I recommend starting with Cindy's full regimen, which contains all 5 of her best-selling products, including the amazing youth-activating melon serum. This next generation serum has the power of melon leaf stem cell technology. It's melon leaf stem cells encapsulated for freshness and released onto the skin to support a visible reduction in the appearance of wrinkles. With thousands of glowing 5-star reviews, why not give it a try? Subscribe today and you can get the amazing Meaningful Beauty system for just $49.95. That includes our introductory 5-piece system, free gifts, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. All of that available at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Come on. Why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard on the Bradshaw and Bryan text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message 64686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Couple 13-14 past. I'm Common East Tennessee. This text message came in courtesy Bradshaw and Bryant KFAN text line. It says, Abbott actually approved Common taking Thursday and Friday off. Wow. Well, I'm not taking Thursday off. My baby brother Peter is flying in International Runway, MSP. His final day at school, he takes a final on Thursday. That's his final day at The Ohio State University. He hops on it. He immediately dashes to the airport, hops on a flight from Columbus to Minneapolis. It arrives at about 8:45 Thursday evening. I will pick up baby brother Peter at the airport. By the time the plane lands at 8:42, I think is the estimated time of arrival. Have you ever noticed this too? They always give you an estimated time of arrival and they're almost 10 minutes early. They do that intentionally. They know they're going to be there at 8:32, but they just want you to go, man, how about that airline? Not only on time, but they're ahead of time. I'll book with them again. I know how it works.
It's the same thing when you have a broken bone and you go to the doctor and the doctor says, well, you're not going to be able to do anything for about 3 months.
Yeah.
And then at the 2-month mark, I think everything's good. It's really healing fast. You're going to be able to go.
Yeah.
They always err on that side.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And so by the time he gets to
but the worst, though, is when you do get there 10 minutes early, they're not ready for you to be there that early. So then you just sit in the airplane for another, you sit on the tarmac for 20 more minutes.
That sometimes probably happens. I just know he'll be arriving. When you get off the plane, do you disembark? Is that what it's called? Well, only if you've been traveling in a pet crate. If you think the service on coach is bad, I had to howl for an hour before they changed my water dish. Get it? Disembark. It looks like you're having fun, and I'm having fun. So the audience must really be enjoying this bit. And I'll pick him up, and then let's say by the time he gets in the car, it's 9:15. How long will it take me to get from Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport to the Anoka County line? Roughly. There won't be much traffic at that time of night.
Anoka County line from there?
Yeah. North of the Anoka. The northern Anoka, not the southern, Anoka.
Oh, then that's going to be a good 45, 50.
So let's say at about, 9:15, that's about 10:05. I'm going to be north of that Anoka County line, and my troubles are going to be behind me. I don't care if he's giving me the day off or not. I'm not working on Friday. I feel like I've got a little something coming on. Sorry. I just feel like I might be catching something.
You okay?
I don't know. We'll see. I'll feel a lot better put it this way. I think I'll be 100% healthy if I get a email from corporate that says my Friday day off has been approved. If it says still not approved, I don't know if I'll be okay health-wise. I might start, better watch that. Those coughs can be tricky. I still would rather have Rogers, I think, just because he'd bring more drama.
Well, yeah, from a talk radio standpoint.
It'd be just so good. Tenby, do you want to?
I don't know if I'm ready to do the Kirko Chains thing again.
I have no interest in it. Is this?
I will say though, Kirk Cousins at $10 million as opposed to Kirk Cousins at $40 million. A little bit more appetizing for me. I'm in. I'm all in. Or appetizing.
Let's play. Do you think he still owns his house here, or do you think that's been sold?
Don't know. Could he get it back?
I don't know. Maybe he could lease it to A-Raj. I don't know. Tenby, do you want to do? You want to start with Dido, or do you want to start with Starship?
Doesn't matter to me. I watched both.
Let's start with Dido, since that's what we started the montage with. I watched a little of the Fox Sports North. What do they call it now?
FanDuel Sports Network.
FanDuel Sports Network coverage. I also watched some on ESPN. The ESPN between period guys were as excited about the Wild as I'd ever heard. They said,
really?
This team, because it was it 1-1 after one?
Yes.
And they said we never led in the game though, right? We were down 1-0. Then we tied it.
2-1,
then we were down
3-1,
and then 3-1, and then we
3-2.
3-2, and we gave it our all at the very end.
Then they scored with 0.1 seconds left.
Yeah. Oh, they did. They
ended up counting it.
Yeah, because I turned it off immediately when it was over. So
I've watched the slow motion replay multiple times.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm doing that because it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I think it's one of those tie goes to the runner thing. Like it literally looks like it's crossing as it's hitting zero.
Then I would give it to him. Why not? The kid will feel good about having a goal in the playoffs. Might be his only one he ever scores. I don't know. They said, and I'm paraphrasing how he said it, this team may have been underseeded. Now that they have Kaprizov and Joel Eriksson Ek back. This ain't a set. What is our seed? Like your wild card?
They don't really do the seeds anymore, but they're the top wild cards. They were the 7th seed.
Okay, 7th seed, right. So they basically said, this ain't no 7 seed. It does seem as though they're fairly evenly matched, and you're more about you're a hockey guy, and I'm really not. But it just seems like they just have a bit more something, and that's just one game. I'm going off of one game. I've never seen either team play this year. And I'm glad I hope they never wear those uniforms again. If they're when do we play again? Wednesday?
Tomorrow night at 10 p.m.
Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Here's what I'll tell you: if they are wearing those uniforms again, I won't watch the game. I'm protesting. Those are, and I looked at the orange uniform of the Ducks. You're right; it's ugly, but the color combination of army green and puke yellow does nothing for me. I would rather watch the orange ones. But I know what you're saying. It's I won't say that you're wrong. It's just in my opinion.
Sure.
Those are just the ugliest uniforms I think I've ever seen in my. They almost have a Packer flavor to them.
It's kind of like a mustard yellow.
Yeah. I call it puke yellow, but you're right. It's like a mustard yellow, like a Dijon mustard yellow is what it is. It just seems like they have. I don't know if they're a line deeper, or if they're they raved about their coach, about what he's done with this club for whatever. But they just seem like they have a little bit.
They got more.
Yeah, they just seem like they have more. Kaprizov was brilliant last night. The pass he made to Boldy on that first goal. I mean, it's like, I don't know how you do that. I mean, he looked like he was going to shoot.
Yep.
And I don't know if he was feigning the shot or he was thinking of it and then saw him out of the corner of his eye and went to him, one or the other. Whatever he did, he put it right on Boldy's stick. And then Boldy's shot was brilliant as well because he goes to the blocker pad side, the stick side, rather than try, because there was no way he was going to jam it in on the inside post, right?
I also give Boldy credit for, I don't know how you could have ever known that Kaprizov could possibly make that pass.
Well, that's it.
Right? But he saw a little open space, go, I'm going to go to this area because he might be able to get it to me here.
Yes.
And I'm just watching him like, well, how would you even think that he would even get it to you there? So, yeah, you're right. He faked the one-timer to freeze the goalie a little bit, and then to make that pass across, and even to just put it on Boldy's tape in one motion is a big-time pass.
Yeah, and that's
big-time play.
I don't think every guy in the league can do that. I think it's a small percentage of your canes and your toes could probably do it in their heyday, and I'm sure a lot of there are
your
other
McDavids and your Crosbys,
right? And your Ovies. The Ovi basically just scores.
He's more of a shooter, yeah.
But shoot. But and then on the second goal by Boldy, remind me. Oh, that was the wrap run. That was
Kaprizov held it in, went to shoot, got blocked out front.
That's right. So Kaprizov was instrumental there. I think he got the assist on that one as well. And Boldy was brilliant.
Kaprizov also had a play where he set up Marco Rossi, point blank in the slot, and didn't score on it. But
right,
yeah, he was really good. I think out of everything last night, that was the most encouraging part because the last couple games of the regular season, I didn't like the way Kaprizov had played. He just didn't seem like he had the same zest, the same strength, and that was my biggest concern coming into the playoffs. And I thought he kind of squashed that a little bit last night, so that was good.
Was it Hartman who took a big hit, kind of a blindside hit? Is he okay?
Well, he took like a cross check to the face.
Okay, yeah. Is he okay? Do we know? Do we have any indication? Did he come back to the game?
He played. He didn't miss a shift.
Okay, very good. I didn't notice. I wasn't paying that close attention.
I will say I'm going to go Warren and St. Paul and say something about that play that nobody else is talking about. Because everyone is just immediately going, awful call by the refs. How do you not call that, right? And I don't disagree, but here's the problem with Ryan Hartman. Ryan Hartman is an embellisher.
Okay.
He's a guy who every time he tries to draw penalties.
He's Doncic-like.
Yes, he is. He's Doncic and LeBron-like, where if you make contact, he flails his arms back. So then when there are actual real penalties against him, the referees know he's an embellisher.
It's like the boy who cried wolf.
Yes, they know he can embellish things. So you're not going to get the benefit of the doubt from the referee in those spots because they know even if you really didn't get touched, you're going to act like you got hit. So he's a little bit of his own worst enemy in that regard.
The referees either swallowed the whistles or didn't have any because there wasn't a penalty until the third period, right? Or was it in the second?
Well, Vegas's goal was a power. They scored a power play goal.
That's right.
I think the Wild had one power play all game. I believe that was the third period.
And that so they were letting him play. I guess is what the kids like to say.
That style of play is not great for us.
Okay.
We're not the biggest, strongest, most physical team. So the more you allow the physical play, that will not be beneficial to us.
I thought we matched the physicality a little bit, didn't we?
A little bit, but
try.
When you've got a line of Johansson and Goudreau and Zuccarello, those three aren't going to get physical. Marco Rossi's not going to get physical.
Yeah, okay.
And even Foligno's the guy who should be the most physical, and he was kind of a little bit invisible last night, even though he's had a fantastic year.
I thought Gus was really good last night. I didn't find it again, being a goaltender, maybe I kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't remember seeing anything on the 3 goals that I thought were wow, we should have had. Maybe you did. I don't know.
I would say on the first one, the Hurdle goal, the one where Faber blocks the shot and then kind of can't handle it, and Hurdle takes it away and shoots it immediately. Now, perfectly placed shot by Hurdle.
Right.
So in no way, shape, or form is it a weak goal. That being said, I thought Gus, and I'm not a goaltending expert, but it did seem like he was backing his net a little bit too much in that spot because it was obvious Hurdle was going to shoot. There was no threat to pass it across. I think he's got to come out and challenge a little bit, and maybe he could have cut off the angle to that. But otherwise, he made
a lot of big saves.
He made 2 breakaways.
Yeah,
made two defensive breakdowns that led to breakaways that he made big saves on. So yeah, he definitely was not the reason we lost the game.
And so again, hockey to me, and I know I always oversimplify it, and this is why the hockey community doesn't really particularly care for me. I don't think any community cares for me, except my community at home. And the golf community, I think, likes me. I'm the official, unofficial ambassador of Minnesota Golf.
The Richard community. The Gadfly community.
Yes, absolutely. Hockey seems like, I heard this, either you said it or I heard somewhere else that 80 or 90% of the action leads to nothing, right? And that's kind of what it is hockey. It's, up and down the ice and poke checked away and get it here and shooting this and that and the other thing. But I don't know as a coach, as a team, was there anything you do differently than you did last night? Because it seemed like a well-played game. It was close. It was 3-2 with the empty netter. Which, if you break it down Zapruder like you did, it may have been a goal, may not have. But is there anything you can do to differently with your approach to the game that would change the result, or is it just I just got to get a couple of
when you get to this point,
looks?
like you are what you are. It's not like you're going to change drastically your strategy going into it. It's coaching more at this time of the year is matching up lines and trying to take out their best players and that kind of stuff. From last night, and this is very, very small, but the way Hines handled the pulling of the goalie situation last night, I thought was
kind of odd,
very bizarre. And even, Anthony LaPanta called it out, right? Like when you're play-by-play guy, right? Like if PA is calling out your coaches in the middle of a game, like you've done something wrong, right? That's very rare. And I would say the same thing for LaPanta, that when he's calling out, and he was right.
They hesitated, and then
Bouillon turns the puck over. It looks like Vegas is about to put the puck in the empty net. Boldy has to take him down. So the Wild are shorthanded with a minute to go. It's 4-on-5. They force a turnover in their own zone. Freddie Gaudreau skates the puck up. They're carrying the puck into the offensive zone, and Gus is staying in the net. So what are we doing here? You're 4-on-5. You got to give yourself every chance you possibly can to go 5-on-5. And then you need as much time as possible 5-on-5. It's not 6-on-5 where you're going to have the advantage. You don't know how much longer you're going to have the puck in the offensive zone. You got to get fixed. And he was very delayed in getting a guy out there. Even his lineup at the end for that last shift, and maybe this is back when they did the 6-on-5 before that. You're going to have Kaprizov and Boldy and Zuccarello out there. He had Joel Eriksson out there. He put out Bouillon in his first NHL game, and then he had Marco Rossi as the extra guy. I know Rossi has had some late game heroics for you throughout the season, but he was a non-factor last night, and I would just prefer to keep Brock Faber out there and keep a second defenseman and go 4D. We don't need to go 5 forwards and a D when that one of those forwards is Rossi the way he was playing.
Are you with the way the pulling the goaltender situation was mishandled last night, in your view, and LaPanta's and many others? Should we fire the coach? Not yet?
I don't know if that's a fireable offense.
All right, very good. What did you think of the Bouillon guy? It looked like to me he passed up on a couple of shots, and I don't know if that's because he didn't think he had him. I know
he had one. He held the puck way too long.
Yeah, well, and the very last one he had, when they had him on the ice, and when they were trying to score late, they showed a replay of when he tried to pass it over to, was it Boldy?
That was the one that they ended up getting a penalty on because it turned the puck over, and Boldy had to take him down to prevent an empty netter. But yes.
And then when they showed the replay,
that was a pretty darn good defensive play, though, in that too. I mean, that was
when they showed the replay of it, and they had the angle from what would be the Golden Knight goaltender end of the rink. It looked like there were all sorts of people between Bouillon and the goalie, that's what it is. There's always people in front like that. Is that where you don't want to shoot then? Because I know you're looking for deflections and such, but that looked like there was it would be like you trying to, and you're used to this, trying to punch through a bunch of trees.
Yeah. You don't want to force it into shin pads.
Right, okay,
If there's a lane of some sort, or you see
because it didn't look like there was. Because at first I kind of thought, is he like, because he's a rookie, it's the first time, by the way, I looked this up, that a rookie has started in the playoffs for the Minnesota Wild. It's never happened before.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard that. I just wanted to say I did research. It was almost, I thought maybe a couple times I was like, well, he didn't want to take a shot, having a bad shot, so that he was, you know what I'm saying, trying to avoid being the GOAT and just not afraid to shoot. But you see what I'm trying to say? Am I making any sense? That he deferred to veteran players and tried to get them the puck instead. Do you think there's any of that, or was he just making the smart play?
I mean, I don't know about that specific play. I didn't have, I'm not watching from his angle to see exactly where he had. I would just say a 19-year-old kid, a jump from college hockey to the NHL is a big jump, especially for a defenseman. And he ain't just making a jump to the NHL. He's making a jump to game one of a playoff series against one of the best teams in hockey. The game is more intense. It's faster. He is not accustomed to processing the game at that speed. And that'll come. Maybe it'll come game 2, right? Maybe after he got a taste of it, then he figures out, all right, this is the speed I got to play at. That's a whole different level of speed that he's just never seen before.
How did you think he played? Is there anything to judge on? Was he fine?
I will say, you can tell he's got some high-level skill to him. I mean, his skating ability, carrying the puck up the ice, even the first play he made, right, in his own zone, behind his own net, he made a great breakout pass when he was being pressured. He had some little moments where you can see something there, and I will say the coaching staff clearly has some confidence in him because they threw him out there for the last minute and a half of the game in his first ever NHL game. He had some moments defensively where he's also playing with, of your 6 defensemen that are on the ice, he's playing with your worst defenseman, Zach Bogosian.
Okay.
They gave up the one breakaway to Brandon Saad that luckily they got a stop on, but I would need to see the all 12 on that one because typically if a guy's flying up behind you, that's the weak side defenseman's job, and Bogosian was not there. I don't know if he got off, if it was a bad line change and he got out late, or I don't know if he was just out of position. The goal they gave up, though, that pairing gave up the eventual game winner on a kind of like a 3-on-2 rush. I thought Bouillon was a little out of position there. He's a little too far to his left. Probably should have been more closer to the middle, which would have given his defensive partner a better read instead of he kind of probably had to feel like he'd play 2-on-1. So, I mean, he definitely did not play a perfect game, did not play a great game. There's some moments I think you can see, hey, this guy's got something. But, for all the hatred that the Wild were getting about how do you not play him against the Anaheim Ducks, he's much better. He is better than John Merrill, but it's a step up.
Yeah.
And the brain, you have to see that speed for a little bit. Unless you are beyond special, unless you are just the elite of the elite, it's very hard just game one to just jump into a playoff series as a defenseman. At 19, you've never played there before. Very
similar to when you're going to play golf with me this week. You're not going to be used to the kind of golf I'm playing because I play all the time. I'm going to be, so you're going to be going, wow.
I'm used to playing with Samson.
Yeah, you're going to go, look at that club head speed that Common has. Look at this cunning and guile on the golf course. I don't know when you're going to sleep.
I always love that.
Are you going to watch the game tomorrow starting at 10 o'clock?
I know. That's the one regret I'm having with the golf on Wednesday morning. I'm going to be going off about 5 hours of sleep for that round. Maybe 4 hours of sleep.
Maybe just take a page out of my book. Don't watch the game. Just read the recap. Watch that 2.5-minute highlight package, and then just pretend.
Just act like
it. Like I didn't watch a second last night, but it sounded like I did. It sounded like I watched the whole game. I actually did watch the game.
I always love that one.
I also watched. There's a lot to unpack with the Minnesota Timberwolves and their terrific Game 1 win over the LA Lakers. I also watched a lot of Golden State last night. I'm just telling you. I know Timberwolves fans, many of them don't like Jimmy Butler at all. If I were to pick one guy right now, if I of all the teams in the playoffs, if I was picking a starting 5 and you were picking 5 and I was picking 5 and I got the first pick, I'd take Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler?
I'd take Jimmy Butler. Absolutely, positively, 100 times out of 100. Let's take a break and come back. When we do, it'll be time for 534.
Should the Vikings trade their first-round draft pick?
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
Some people say that Odoo business management software is like fertilizer, the way it promotes growth and all. But other people say Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable. And there's some people who would even say Odoo's individual software programs come together to build the perfect suite like building blocks. Well, Odoo is all of these things. Fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. So sign up now at odoo.com, ODOO.com.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.